Yes, we are totally energized, sir. Now.
अच्छा ठीक है अभी सो मत जाना.
Okay, sir. You can start, sir. Now.
Okay, so I was so going back to that customer life cycle slide.
Okay.
Right. So we have been explaining about this customer life cycle. Right. In that, we have seen that once we get customers on board, at the time of getting the customers, every company, every organization, every industry make a lot of promises. If you see the advertisements that are displayed, there is not a single company who says that we are bad in this. Every company says we are the best. So a lot of promises are made to customers at the time of onboarding them. But once the customer onboards, the service actually is restricted to a few. कोई नसीब वाला इंसान होता है जिसको सर्विस मिलता है और बाकी किसी को सर्विस मिलता नहीं है. As I told you the example of the person buying a TV and asking for somebody to come and get it repaired. There is a problem, there is a technical snag, and the person turns after 7 days. So this is something which customers don't expect in today's world, and it is if such things happen, then the customer starts coming down. The brand equity or the brand loyalty. You all are management students. You know what brand loyalty means. That starts slipping down, and they start coming down the orange blocks, and finally they go below the line over a period of time, and that is the blue block. Blue means the dark blue block, which is a lost customer. And very few customers actually happen to meet the service standards, and they keep on moving up the loyalty curve, which is the green blocks. So if you are unable to satisfy one customer, that one customer will ensure that he tells about 6 other customers about the poor services that he or she has received from the company. And that is why in the beginning of the session in the morning, I said that today's customers, they have an amplified voice. They don't have to go to 6 people to tell. They can just do a posting in the social media. They can call up their friends on Facebook, or they can put a post on WhatsApp or Viber. They can do a lot of things to make sure that your equity or your brand loyalty is not subscribed to. Right? So it is extremely important for us to ensure to live up to the promises that we deliver, the promises that we make at the time of getting customers on board, right? And that is why the second most important pillar of customer service or customer excellency is never over-promise and under-deliver, always under-promise and over-deliver. Because if you over-promise, and if you don't deliver within that, then it leads to customer dissatisfaction. I will give you a real life example from my personal life on how damaging it can be if you over-promise and under-deliver. See, I have a car, and that car is a Hyundai car, and last year I decided to upgrade that car, and I decided to go for from a lower version model to a higher version model. So I called the Hyundai service or Hyundai showroom, and they sent a sales representative to my house. So we decided on a car, on a model, and then my daughter wanted to buy a particular color. She wanted to go for a particular color. Now, as per Hyundai is an international brand, you know, so, but as per the company, there are restrictive colors for restrictive models. Not every color is available for every model, right? So the color which my daughter wanted to buy was not the color that was available for the model which I was wanting to buy. So the salesperson who came to do the sale or to my house to do the sale, he, knowing it fully well that that color is not available for that model, he went and said that, yes, sir, I will get you that color in this model. Now, I did a lot of research before going for that model, and I knew it very well that that color is not available for that model. But in his in his zeal or in his enthusiasm to sell the car to me, he promised me a color which was not available in that model, and you will not get it anywhere in the world. So after he left, I called the Hyundai office, the customer service department, and I registered a complaint saying that this is the type of salesperson that you keep. Those who come and give false information to customers, they misguide customers. If it is not possible, if the company does not make that car or does not make that color for that model, then it is not the problem of the salesperson. The salesperson should have been upfront and should have told that, sir, that this color is not available in this model. But instead of that, the salesperson went and said that, yes, sir, I will get you that model. His only interest was to sell the car and get his commission. After getting the car sold, if after taking the check from me, he would have vanished. And then I would have suffered, and I would have in turn got a bad experience from the company like Hyundai. So this is something which you need to keep in mind always, that when you are into the service, be it in the bank, be it in the hotel industry, be it in the travel industry, be it anywhere in the world, if you are into service, you should ensure that you do not overpromise and underdeliver. There is always a possibility that you cannot deliver something. It is always advisable to be upfront with the customer. Yes, sir, this is not possible. I will try and help you in other ways, but this is not possible. Right? So always remember not to overpromise and underdeliver in customer service. Now we move on to the next slide. And this talks about perception. Now let me ask the group, what does this picture mean to you?
I am seeing two things.
Two people facing each other. I'm seeing
Okay, two people facing one another. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, yes.
Anything else?
Yes, I think.
Huh?
Chess.
Chess.
King or king, I think.
Somebody said it's chess.
Sir, I think it's chess king. King or something.
Okay, okay. Okay, I got it. Anybody else? So some of you think it is two people facing each other.
Yes, sir.
Some of you think it is a chess. Any other views?
No, sir.
Only two of us are thinking right now, sir. I think.
Only two of you are thinking, the rest have gone to sleep. The rest have gone to sleep after a heavy meal.
I think so, sir.
Okay, can we go to the next slide? What
It's
is
a
the,
duckling. I can see it's a duckling and a rabbit too. I can see duckling and rabbit.
so you can see it as a duckling or a rabbit.
Yes, sir.
Any other views?
No, sir.
This seems like a bird. Duckling.
रोनीना सब सो गया है. सब ज्यादा खा लिया लगता है.
ज्यादा खा लिया सर सब लोग after a huge break.
हाँ.
Yes. Guys, you can guess it, okay? Just guess whether it is right or whether it is wrong. Just guess it.
It's dog and rabbit. Rabbit.
Okay, somebody is saying it is duck, somebody is saying is rabbit. Actually, both are correct. In the previous picture also, it can be perceived as a chess. It can be perceived as two people facing each other. It can be perceived as a flower vase. It can be perceived as a trophy.
Yep.
So it can be perceived anything. In this picture also, it can be perceived as a rabbit or a duckling. So one of the main reasons, why we do not give service to customers or why we fail to give service to customers is because our perception about customers are different. It's all a matter of perception. Our perception about customers are different, right? I will give you an example. If you take the banking industry in today's world, and if you go to any bank and you go with a friend of yours, or you go with two friends of yours, and you go and tell the bank that we all three want to open accounts, and you say that I will open the account with 5 lakh rupees, and two of my friends, they are going to open the account with 5,000 rupees. You see, immediately, the moment they see you having a higher value check, the attention will shift from the other two friends of yours to you. They will start giving you more attention as compared to the other two friends. If you don't believe me, just go and do this and see for yourself.
That is obvious, sir.
Sorry?
That is obvious, sir, because there is more money. That's why.
That is the problem. That is the problem. Now, whatever is obvious is not always right. Now, you may open the account with 5 lakh, but that is all the money that you have. Whereas I can open the account with 5,000, but I may have 50 lakhs lying somewhere else in another bank.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, the natural tendency is to run after higher value, is to run after people who have higher money, more money, and all the attention goes towards those people who have the capacity or the potential for more money. That is the natural human tendency. So if I see you giving me a check of 5 lakhs, my attention will completely go towards you and not towards anybody else who is giving me a check of 5,000. But what it means is that I am neglecting that 5,000 rupees guy, but for once I need to understand that that guy with a 5,000 rupee check may also have the potential of a 5 lakh or a 10 lakh or a 15 lakh, which he will only give it to me provided I give him the service. So this is the problem. आज के तारीख में people are judged by the amount of money that they can display, that they can show, right? They are judged by the amount of money that they can show. But it is nothing wrong. I am not saying that you don't give importance to the person who is of 5 lakh. But what I am saying is, whilst you give importance to the person who is 5 lakhs, you should not make the mistake of neglecting the person who is 5,000. Because you never know the potential that this person has, which can be really, really beneficial and fruitful to you in the near future. If any of the banks come to me to ask me to open an account, I will not open my account with a 5 lakh check. I will open the account maybe with a 5,000 rupees check. I will first try to see the service of the bank. If I am satisfied with the service of the bank, then I will think of bringing extra money from outside. I will think of bringing the money that is there with other banks and giving it to you. But I will first test you to find out whether you are giving me the service that you promise. If you go to any bank's website, if you go to any service provider's website, if you go to any trading company's website, if you go to any dealer's website, everywhere there are promises and promises and promises. But they will only be kept for the people who are showing them the potential. What people don't realize is the people who do not show the potential does not mean that they do not have the potential. So this is the biggest mistake which we make in customer service today. We try to service customers. We try to give extra attention to customers. We try to take extra care for customers where we see a potential. What we fail to realize is customers who do not have a potential apparently might actually turn out to be more potential as compared to the person who is actually being perceived as a one who has the potential. That is why there is a saying in English language that do not judge a book by its cover. Have you heard this saying?
Yes, sir.
Do not
Many
judge a book by its cover. The cover of the book might not be attractive. The cover of the book might not look good. But the contents of the book might be very, very good. So if you look at the cover of the book and throw the book away, you are making a mistake. So the reason why customer service is failing in today's context is that everybody, every industry is more concerned to giving service to only those who have the money. What you need to realize over here is there is no reason for one to assume that a person who does not have money does not have the potential also. And the only way that you can find out whether the person who does not have money in his account, much money in his account, whether he or she has the potential to become a very trusty customer, a very profitable customer, is by starting a relationship with the customer. If you come to me today and ask me, sir, what is your income? Do you think I am going to tell this to you?
No.
No.
If I go and ask you, "Yeah, hey, what is your income?" Will you tell it to me?
No.
No.
The reason why you will not tell or I will not tell is very simple. The reason is that we do not know each other. We hardly know each other. It is only two hours that we know each other. And these are all very confidential information. Whether I have 50 lakhs or 50 crores is a very confidential information. And I will share this information only with the person whom I trust and whom I respect. But to be able to trust you and to respect you, I need to first get into a relationship with you. I need to see whether you respect me or you trust me. Only when I see that you respect me and you trust me, I will start respecting and trusting you. As I told you in the morning, in any field of life, whether it is bank, hospital, schools, colleges, university, hospitality, restaurants, airlines, travel, tourism, you take any industry, right? The transactions that happen between the customer and the industry are all one time in nature. They're called transactional relationship. Suppose I want to go for an overseas trip. I want to go, say, for a trip of Europe. So I find out a travel agent, I do a research, I find out a travel agent, and I approach that travel agent, and the travel agent says, fine, I will draw you an itinerary, I will give you a chart. These are the countries, these are the places which you should visit. And it is for, 16 days, 17 nights, or 16 nights, 17 days, or whatever. 14 days, 15 nights, whatever. And this will be the cost. So I get the cost, I get the itinerary, I compare it with others, and then I decide to go for it. So I said, okay, I will go for your tour, and this is the money, and this is my passport. So you please get everything done, the visas, everything you should organize for yourself. They take my money, they take my passport, they organize the visas, they do the tour. I go with them, they take me through all the places, and I come back. Once I come back, everything stops. That person never ever gets back to me. He or she will get back to me. That company will again call me to find out if I am interested in any other tour. Maybe 6 months down the line, that person will again call me saying, sir, last year you had gone for an Europe tour. This year we have some exceptional packages for Middle East. So if you are interested, please drop into our office and we will discuss. Now my question to the team is, when that person is calling me and telling me that last year you had gone for Europe, this year we have good packages for Middle East, is he actually maintaining a relationship or is he trying to sell me a product?
He is trying to sell you a product.
He is trying to sell me a product.
Yeah.
So it is very clear that he will remember me only when he wants me to buy a product. The moment the product is sold, he will forget me. Is this what is called relationship?
Transactional relationship.
This is a transactional relationship. I am getting into a transaction with you. So long as the transaction is happening, I know you, you know me. The moment the transaction is over, you don't know me, I don't know you. Now, this sort of transactional relationship cannot last for long. And this sort of transactional relationship does not create a bond, a bonding with the persons, between the persons. Now you all are young people. You have your family comprises of your parents, your brothers, your sisters, whatever. I don't know how many of you are married, or if at all any of you are married. Now you have a relationship with your parents. Now if you just close your eyes and think that your relationship with your parents is only in terms of the amount of food that you take in the house. So you remember your mother when you feel hungry. The moment your hunger is gone, you forget your mother. You remember your father whenever you need money. The moment your father gives you the money, your relation with your father is no longer there. You don't care whether your father is happy, your father is unhappy, your father is well, or your father is unwell. This is not what his relationship is all about. If you have to actually get into a relationship with a customer, you have to go beyond. You have to do something more. And what is it more? What is it that something more that you need to do? That something which is more that you need to do is to, get into an informal bonding with the customer. Even if you don't have any work, just give a call to the customer. Maybe once in 3 days, once in 4 days, or maybe once in a week, or even once in 15 days. Give a call to the customer and say, sir, how are you? Do you remember me? I am so-and-so from so-and-so company. You remember that we had done this. We had done this. You had gone to a Europe tour through us, or you bank with us. I am so-and-so from so-and-so bank, so-and-so branch, and you have an account with us. You come to the bank sometimes and to do some transactions. So how do you do, sir? Hope everything is well at your end. In case you have any problem, sir, please let me know. I am your relationship manager. I am your relationship person. So when it comes to any requirement from the bank, please give me a call. This is how you can get into a bonding with the customer. आज के तारीख में, we only respond to customers when customers want us to respond. If the customer comes to us asking for giving a checkbook to a who has opened an account, giving a statement to a customer who has bound to do that. Every customer who opens an account with a bank is expected to receive a check, is expected to receive his bank statements, is expected to get basic information about that. So by handing over a checkbook, by handing over a bank statement, you are not doing anything great. You are just doing what others are doing. And if you are not anything different, if you are not doing anything great, then why do you think will I decide for you and not for him? What is it that you have done which will attract me to you? What is it that you have done special which will help me to recall you when I need a banking help? You have just done everything which everybody else is doing. You have not done anything great. If you go to a restaurant, if you visit a restaurant, and the restaurant's waiter comes and tells you, sir, I have given you service. I have come and you have ordered and I have got the food from the kitchen and given it to you on the table. And I have given you excellent service. Do you think he has done something which is great?
No, sir.
His job is to do that. He is being paid to do that. Imagine that you are going from, you are traveling from Kathmandu to Bhairava, or from Kathmandu to Kakarbhita, or Kathmandu to Pokhara, and you decide to fly. You go to the domestic terminal and you get into a Buddha Air flight, and the flight takes you from Kathmandu to Bhairava, Kakarbhita, wherever, Nepalganj. And once you get down from the flight, the pilot comes and says that please thank me that I have flown you from Kathmandu to Nepalganj and you did not crash in the air. I have done a great duty. I have done a great service. That is what is expected of him to do. He has not done anything great. It is his duty to do that. You take a patient to a doctor and the doctor treats the patient and the patient becomes cured. And the doctor comes and says, hey, I have given you excellent service. Your patient is now fine. And you are expected to make him fine. That is why you are a doctor. So this is the mistake that we all do. We just do the basics which is required for the job, and we say that we have done a fantastic service. We have done a fantastic service. By just doing the basics, we think that we have been the ambassador of service. We have done something which nobody else has done before. No. If you have to be different, you have to go beyond. If you open an account with a mega bank, if you open an account with a Siddharth bank, if you open an account with a Kumari bank and the Bank of Kathmandu, you open 4 accounts in 4 different banks on the same day. Every bank will give you a checkbook. Every bank will give you bank statements. Every bank will allow you to deposit money. Every bank will allow you to withdraw money. Every bank will give you an ATM card. So by doing what is being done, you are not doing anything great. You are just doing what you are supposed to do. But if you have to be a service ambassador, if you have to be something whose service will be talked about, you have to do something like Yagyalal Bhandari of Om Tandoori. You have to call the customer and find out from the customer, how is he? You will have to call and find out from the customer whether he is happy about the services. You will have to call and find out from the customer what is it that he needs to be given more. Jagyalal Bhandari did not call me to say, sir, last time you tried chicken tandoori, this time you should try chicken butter masala. He did not say that. He said, I just wanted to know what is it that you liked about the food. I just wanted to know, did you like the food? This is what is making him different from the others. Now remember one instance. I am asking any of you to say, if you have ever encountered, any of you to recall an instance where somebody from some company has called you to say, sir, you are one of our very prestigious customers. We are proud to have you and we want to get into a long-term relationship with you. Is it that, is it that there is something that you need from us, or how is it that I can help you? How many of us actually call up a customer on his or her birthday or his or her anniversary and wish him, sir, this is so-and-so calling from so-and-so company. You are a very valued customer for us. I take this opportunity to wish you a very, very happy birthday. None of us do it. Now you may say that aaj ke tarikh mein, you know, recorded messages which go via SMS, pre-read messages are sent through SMSs to reach the customer. So on your birthday morning, when you wake up, you suddenly receive an SMS from Mega Bank saying, Mega Bank wishes you a very happy birthday.
Yes.
But now let me ask you, if you have 5 friends, and of those 5 friends, 4 of them wishes you on Facebook, and one of them calls you and wish you on your birthday, which is the one that you will like the most?
The calling friend one.
The calling friend one. So now to go back to your thing, did you ever make an attempt to call somebody? Did you ever make an attempt to find how somebody is feeling? Today, the entire world is going through a pandemic situation. The entire world is going through an abnormal condition, which nobody experienced before. Many people across the world is falling ill. Many people are dying. Now you go and do a check. You go and do a check. How many of the customers have actually called by their organizations to find out how they are doing? How is their family? You are also a customer. You may be a customer of Encel, you may be a customer of ATC, you may be a customer of Bajaj, you may be a customer of Kia, you may be a customer of Hyundai. You also use many products. The moment you start using a product, you become a customer to the brand. Now, how many of you have received calls from these companies of whom you are customers, wherein somebody has called to say, we just wanted to find out if you and your family are safe? Have any of you received such calls?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So,
Pre-recorded messages.
sorry?
Only recorded messages.
Only
sent by the-
recorded messages. 2 मीटर का distance रखनी, मीची मीची हाथ धोनी, right?
Yes, sir.
Only these sort of messages, recorded messages. Where is the human touch? Where is the human angle to this?
There is not.
So do you think by sending a recorded message, do you think by sending a recorded message, you can actually win over the heart of the customer?
No.
No, sir. Can be.
I will take the example of NTC and Encel. Both NTC and Encel have huge call centers. Dish Home,
Yeah.
the people even trainings to Dish Home, they have a huge call center, and everybody is long in their houses 3 months or maybe even more. Do you think NTC, Encel, Dish Home, they did not have the capacity to tell the calls that please telecall and reach out to all the customers and just say, this is a courtesy call from NTC or is a courtesy call from Encel to find out if you and your family is safe? The moment you show this, the moment, can you all mute the mics? There is disturbances behind.
Can you mute all? Can you mute all of all of you, please, because your disturbance sound is there.
To speak, please unmute and speak. Otherwise, keep the microphones on mute. So if immediately you will win over the heart of the customers. The customers will start thinking that, hey, this is a brand who actually is trying to find out and the moment this happens, and trust towards that brand will increase. If during the times of calls up, hope everything is all right, hope you are all okay, you and your family is safe, it will immediately give you a good feeling. And it will create a special bonding between you and, you and the friend who has called you or the relative who has called you. As compared to if a friend did not call and friend calls you and says, sir, Achal, we have not met for so many days, let's go and have beer. How would you feel that when I was not well, when the situation was not normal, this friend did not even call me once to find out how am I and how is my family. And today everything has become normal and he is calling me to say, let's go and have a bottle of beer. Do you think your trust and loyalty for this friend will increase or it will decrease? It will obviously decrease. When you are giving from a customer service perspective, when you are giving the service, you have to reach out to the customers and make it understandable to them. Let the customers understand that you are not into a transactional relation. You want the relation to be long. You are treating the customer as part of the extended family. I will tell you something if you can practice, you will see for yourself how is it going to impact. There are some people who are working in the banks, right?
Yes, sir.
How many of you are working in banks? फिर से सो गया.
So there are almost around 5-6 people are working in a banks.
5-6 people are working in banks.
Yes, sir.
वो लोग सब सो गया अभी लगता है.
Yes, sir.
बहुत ज्यादा ही खा लिया. क्या खाया? मासू आलू का अचार. हाँ?
Masu, sir, masu.
मोमो.
Masu.
मासू खाया. हाँ तो है मासू खाया. So you people who are working in the banks, let me give you, what is your name?
Armendra Kumar Yadav.
Okay. No, for those who are working in banks, let me give you you randomly pick up 5 customers from your branch 5 कस्टमर नाम उठा लो और वो 5 कस्टमर का नाम एक डायरी में लिख के रखो। एक डायरी में लिख के रखो वो 5 कस्टमर, और 5 कस्टमर का नाम एक ही, संडे को एक, मंडे को एक, ट्यूसडे को एक, एवरी डे एक एक कस्टमर। और जिस जिस कस्टमर का नाम लिखे है वही कस्टमर को एक पर्टिकुलर डे में फोन किया करो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू हैव written the name of a customer whose name is Ajay Gimire. Ajay Gimire is the name of a customer, and you have written his name on Sunday. So you go to the bank, and on Sunday at any point of time, there is no fixed time. It can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon. Any time during the day, you give a call to Ajay Gimire and tell him, sir, this is so-and-so from so-and-so bank. You have an account with us. You are a valued customer of ours. I just called to tell you that if for anything you need any help, please contact me. I am your relationship manager, and thank you for banking with us. इतना बोल के उसको छोड़ दो. Then go to Monday. You pick another customer. Maybe that customer's name is Reshu Kesi. Reshu Kesi को phone वही बताओ. The same thing which you told to Ajay Gimire, you tell Reshu Kesi on Monday. ऐसा करके करके संडे, मंडे, ट्यूसडे, वेडनेसडे, थर्सडे 5 दिन में 5 कस्टमर को फोन करो. Friday is, thank God it is Friday, don't call any customers. And Saturday is again next Sunday, and give a call to Ajay Gimire again and tell, sir, how has been your week last week? Remember, we spoke last week. Hope everything is fine with you. Hope everything is fine with you. I just wanted to say hi to you. Have a good day. Take care and God bless. Next day, Monday, you again give a call to Reshu Kesi, and you continue doing this for 4 weeks. You keep calling Sunday. You keep calling Reshu Kesi on every Monday. You keep calling a Kajal Thapa on every Wednesday, and like so on and so forth. After 1 month, you see the difference in the attitude of these persons. These persons will start calling you, and you don't have to keep on calling them forever. After 4 months, these persons will start calling you and say that, hi, this is Ajay. Do you remember me? You say, yes, sir. How are you, sir? Hope everything is fine. This Ajay Gimire will say, yes, in office today, I wanted to come and talk to you. Yes, sir, I am there very much. Please come. What time are you coming, sir? Maybe around 2:33 I will be there. Fine, sir, I will wait for you. So you come, and I will wait for you. So Ajay Gimire comes and walks up to you and says, I have 5,000 rupees, or I have 50,000 rupees, and I want to deposit this money with your bank. Which is the best scheme that is available? Or I want, one of my fixed deposits is maturing in NIC Asia Bank, and I don't want to continue with NIC Asia any longer. I want to transfer the deposit to this bank. Which is the best rate that you can give me? And these things will start happening. Not only will Ajay Gimire start getting money from other banks to your bank, Ajay Gimire will start talking about your services to his friends and his relatives. And he will start acting as your brand ambassador. He will start advertising for you without any cost involved. You don't have to paint a board. You don't have to hire an ambassador. You don't have to hire the services of Manisha Koirala. Ajay Gimire will become your Manisha Koirala. And Ajay Gimire will start talking good things about your bank. This Yagyalal Bhandari of Om Tanduri, he did not pay me 1 rupee. He did not ask me to talk about his services. But I am doing it voluntarily, and I keep on doing it at every interview that every session that I conduct on customer service. And between the time that he has done it and between today, over the last 2.5 years, I have at least influenced 1,000 people by talking about him in public meetings and public forums and in training sessions. And he has done this. He has done this by just his simple gesture of trying to be a relationship person with me. He did not ask me to go and tell about his products, go and tell about his services. I am doing it voluntarily. He may not even know that I am doing it. But I am doing it, and he is getting his brand advertised free of cost. His brand is getting advertised free of cost by mouth. Can you imagine the impact that it creates? A person who has experienced the service himself is coming and telling that this bank is giving very good service. Ajay Gimire is coming and telling somebody else that I have an account with Macha Puchre Bank. I have an account with Nabil Bank, and they give fantastic service. And I have been experiencing this. Remember, when a customer himself talks about your service and a customer himself justifies, it is much more powerful as compared to an advertisement which is being published in the newspaper saying that we give this service. A customer coming and telling that I am experiencing this service has much more power as compared to somebody saying that yes, Macha Puchre Bank I think is giving good service because they are advertising a lot about it. So what you need to do, you need to go your way to build that relationship, and that relationship building is not very difficult. You don't have to take the customer out for dinner. You don't have to take the customer out for lunch. You don't have to buy expensive gifts to the customer. All you need to do is hope everything is fine with you. How is it that your family is doing? Is anything that I can do for you? It is a new requirement visit the bank. Please, we will try to help you best of. Customers need some importance. Customers need attention. And this is what exactly you need to do in order to win over the trust of, in order to win over the respect of the customer. And once the trust and the respect has been won, put it in your hands. You can customer to do anything and the customer will do that. You can tell the customer to, introduce you to other customers, the customer will do that. You can tell the customer to take a loan, the customer will do that. You can tell the customer to give deposits, the customer will do that. So it's very, very simple. If you hear that a customer's wife is not well or a customer's son is not well, just take the effort of making a phone call to find out, sir, I am so-and-so from so-and-so branch of so-and-so bank. Last time you came, you said that, your wife is not well or your son is not well. I just called to find out how is your wife or how is your son. Hope they are well by now or they are on the road to recovery. How many times do we do this? Not even once. Did you ever get a call from any of your service providers who has called you to say, thank you for taking our service and using our service. I just wanted to check if everything is okay with you. You have never received. I have never received. So since morning, I have been trying to tell you that in customer service, you have to do something different. You cannot just be like everybody and say that I am very good at customer service. You have to do something which is different. You have to do something which will create that confidence in the minds of the customers. You have to do something which will create that impact on the minds of the customers. And this is what, will create all the difference. This is what will create all the difference. The customers will become so loyal to you that it will create a bond between you and that bond is Ronina,
Yes, sir.
can we go to the next slide? This is what is called the loyalty loop. Can one of you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can say.
This is me. She had a long break all this time. So this is called the customer decision journey, CDJ. And below here, you can see McKinsey Quarterly. This is a magazine, American magazine, business magazine. This was published in the McKinsey Quarterly. It says that when a customer wants to buy a product, the customer first considers. He considers that I need to buy a laptop. For example, I want to buy a laptop. So the customer starts contemplating that हमको एक laptop लेना है. After he has decided that हमको laptop लेना ही है, then he starts evaluating. He goes and compares the laptops of various companies. He goes and compares it, a laptop of Dell. He checks with Lenovo. He checks with HP and so on and so forth. He checks with Apple. So he compares between various laptop companies and then he ultimately chooses which one to buy. And then he buys it, the black box. This is the black box where the customer actually goes and buys. Suppose he decides to go for the Lenovo laptop. He goes and buys the Lenovo. After he has bought the Lenovo, Then he starts using the laptop. And this is where the service starts coming in. The customer, whilst using the laptop, may face some problems. He calls up the call center, and the call center immediately resolves the problems. He becomes a happy customer. And once he becomes a happy customer, he starts talking about the Lenovo laptop to his friends and colleagues. He, that is advocate, he speaks good things about Lenovo. That I have bought a laptop from Lenovo. It is a fantastic product in terms of quality, in terms of price, in terms of service. I am very happy that I got a Lenovo. And that is how he starts talking about the product. He talks about the company, he talks about the brand. And once that talking starts, indirectly he is advertising Lenovo without taking any money from Lenovo. So Lenovo's product is getting advertised through this customer free cost. And in the process, he becomes a loyal customer to the Lenovo company. A bond gets created. And whenever there is requirement of any electronic goods, he keeps on coming back to Lenovo, checking whether that good is available with Lenovo. And he keeps on coming back and back and back. So the smaller circle is the bond that gets created with Lenovo, and that is why it is called the loyalty loop. The customer becomes a loyal customer to the brand. This is how the loyalty loop is considered to happen. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very clear.
Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not from my side.
No, from anybody's side.
No, sir.
Anybody has any questions, please?
I think so. They don't have any questions, sir.
They are a very learned group, highly educated. They don't need trainings. They can actually give trainings. किसी का कोई सवाल नहीं है.
Sir, I had one question.
Please ask.
How can we deal with that arrogant customers who are very rude?
How can you deal with arrogant customers?
Yes, sir.
Now, why do you think customers become arrogant?
Unsatisfaction. Simply unsatisfaction because of.
If you have a true relationship with a customer, the customer will never be arrogant or rude to you.
But some of the customers are like, by nature, they are just arrogant. You speak politely, you try to convince them, but that their arrogance, they won't go. And how to deal with them?
No, if you find such customers who are very arrogant, and if you find such customers who are not very polite, there will always be a certain percentage of customers who will try to, if you try to explain to them and make them understand, then I think they will not behave in an arrogant way. I will give you an example. I have
Yes,
an
sir.
account.
Sure.
Sorry?
Yes, sir.
I have an
Continue.
account with one bank in Kathmandu. I will not name the bank, but I have an account with one bank in Kathmandu. And one day I had been to that bank to withdraw some money. And there was one customer who came and he was shouting at the top of his voice because he wanted to withdraw some amount from the ATM, but the ATM had a restriction in terms of the actual amount that you can withdraw per day. So he was shouting that I have so much money in my account and I wanted to withdraw. I did not withdraw 60,000. So who has given the bank the authority to hold on to my money? It is my money, I can withdraw at any point of time. And the customer service officer over there, she was trying to pacify the customer. She was trying to tell the customer, sir, it is the rule of the bank. It is the rule of the bank that there will be a limit on the card. To which the customer says, where is that rule? Show it to me. Then she said that it is the rule of the Rashtriya Bank. And this agitated the customer even further. He said, first of all, it is my money and you are not allowing me to withdraw the amount that I want to withdraw. Secondly, you are saying that it is the rule of the bank. Thirdly, you are saying that it is the rule of Rashtriya Bank. So what exactly are you trying to say? To which the lady had no answer. And this customer was getting agitated and he was getting impatient. He was shouting at the top of his voice. Now, what the lady did not do is the lady did not make the customer understand as to why that rule is there. She was telling the right thing. She was telling that it is the rule of the bank. She was telling that it is the rule of the Rashtriya Bank, which is also correct. But why did the bank and why did Rashtriya Bank make such a rule? She was not explaining that to the customer. Now, fortunately, I was standing beside that customer at that point of time. And given my banking background, I very politely explained to the customer, sir, it is a rule because it is a rule that has been made keeping the interest of the customer in mind. Suppose if you lose your credit card or your debit card or your ATM card, and suppose if you have 5 lakhs in your account and you lose the ATM card and somebody happens to find the ATM card along with the PIN, and if there is no restriction, then that person can withdraw the entire 5 lakhs within 10 minutes. But if there is a restriction imposed on the card, if there is a restriction given on the card, and if you happen to lose the card along with the PIN, then even if somebody finds it and tries to take the money away, your damage or your loss will be restricted to the amount that is the limit on the card. So if the limit on the card is 50,000, that person will not be allowed to withdraw more than 50,000. So the damage which it would have caused if there was no restriction could have been 5 lakhs. In this case, the damage would be restricted only to 50,000. So keeping the safety of the customer in mind, this rule was imposed and this rule has been implemented. Now, when I explained this to him, the customer immediately pacified. And he said, thank you very much, sir, for explaining this to me. I did not know. And he thanked this, customer service officer and said that you should have told this to me. but you did not tell this to me. See, what you need to also understand that educating a customer is also part of customer service. Customer service does not necessarily mean giving service to the customer when he or she wants a particular service. Educating a customer about how to use a product, educating a customer about the do's and don'ts of the product, educating a customer as to what are the pros and cons of using the product, what is the correct way of using the product, that is also part of customer service. In 5% of the cases, the officer or the person who is dealing with customers, they themselves are not aware as to why that rule is there. They themselves are not aware as to why that rule is there. So when a customer comes and tells that what is the reason for keeping this rule, why is it that this rule is there, they cannot explain. They just keep on telling, sir, it is a rule. Now, if I am the customer, I will say that I understand that it is a rule, but why is that rule made? To which the person who is handling the customer does not have an answer. He or she is clueless. And if you are sitting at a responsible chair, sitting at a responsible desk, without having the, necessary knowledge to handle the queries of the customer, then it can agitate customers. If I ask a question and if I don't get a proper answer, I will get arrogant, I will get agitated. Just put yourself in the customer's shoes and think that you have gone to a customer, you have gone to a shop and you wanted to buy something and you want to know the use of that particular product, and the customer service officer or the person who is dealing with you does not know. Will it not agitate you? Will you not become agitated? Will you not become excited? So please do not be under the impression that customer service is only about giving service. Educating a customer is also part of the customer service. Educating a customer. In this case, what I should have done is when the customer has actually applied for the debit card or the ATM card, and when the customer had actually come to collect the card from the bank, before handing the card over to the customer service officer should have explained to the customer that, sir, this is your debit or this ATM card, and this will allow you to withdraw cash up to 50,000 per day, irrespective of the amount of money that you have in your account. You may have 5 crores in your account, but with this card, you cannot access or you cannot withdraw more than 50,000 per day. And this restriction of 50,000 on your card has been imposed, keeping your security and safety in mind. It is a rule of the Nepal Rashtriya Bank. It is a rule of the bank. And that is why there is a restriction which is imposed on the card, which will not allow you to withdraw more than 50,000 per day. If at any given point of time you have to withdraw more, you can use this card. Instead of using this card, you will have to come over to the branch, or you can do a net transfer, or you can go do internet banking transfer. So the very fact that this was not done, the customer has got agitated. This should have been done on the very first time when the customer was being handed the card over. This sort of education is extremely important. This sort of education is extremely important. And once this education is given, and it takes, how much time does it take? How much time does it take to give this education? Or this knowledge, or this information? Not more than 5 minutes. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else has any other question? Anybody else have a question?
No, sir.
No, sir. So can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can proceed, sir.
Okay. Can you change the slide? Why do customers quit? Why do customers quit?
Dissatisfaction from the services.
There are many reasons. There are many reasons why customers quit. And we will show you some of the reasons, and you will get to see, and you will be astonished to see what is the actual reason for customers to quit. Ronina, can you keep on clicking? Come back, come back. Back. So there are many reasons why customers quit. By quitting, what I mean is why customers stop using the services. One of the reasons is some customers die. You cannot expect a customer to start or to continue using the services of Encel after he has died. He will not make any phone calls from heaven, will he?
No, sir.
So some customers die, some customers move away. They may go to a different country. They can leave that country and go to a different country, or they can leave that city and go to a different city. Some customers get influenced by their friends. Their friends tell, "Arey, wo chhod de yaar, ye service le le." Continue with that service. ये वाला सर्विस ले, ये इसका सर्विस अच्छा है. So they get influenced by their friends. Some customers move because of competitive reasons. Product pricing. हमको same type of product और भी सस्ता मिलता है. I am getting that same product at a lower price. So I will move away from this company. Some customers move because of product dissatisfaction. I am not happy with the product. The product is not meeting my purpose. But a large number of customers actually move because of service. And that is 68% of customers who move are owing to service. So out of every 100 customers that move away from you or from your company, 68 customers move away because they are not happy with you. Huge number. And this is not my imagination. I have given you the source below. It is US News and World Report. And this is not particular to any industry. It is across all industries. So 68% of customers move away and they stop using a particular product because they are not happy with that product. They do not find that product, the service of that product, exciting enough. They do not find the services exciting enough to continue with that product. It's a huge number. It's a huge, huge number. So this, from this chart, what you can understand that service is of significant importance in any industry. And if you falter in giving service, no matter how much good the product is, no matter how much competitive the pricing of the product is, no matter how much attractive that product is, if your service does not meet the standards, you cannot win over the trust and the confidence of the customers. And you tend to be a loser. And remember, when you are in business, your loss is somebody else's gain. If you lose a customer, that customer is won over by somebody else. A customer who is not happy with the services of Macha Puchre Bank or Mega Bank will close the account, but that does not mean that he will stop banking completely. He will close the account of Macha Puchre and move over to Siddharth. Or he will close the account of Mega and move over to, Kumari. He will close the account of Prabhu Bank and move over. So somebody's loss is somebody's gain. So if you fail to satisfy customers' requirement, if you fail to deliver the service which customers need, then you tend to lose. Your customers will be unhappy. They will make other customers unhappy. And together they will leave the organization or leave the brand and start going out, which will be a loss for you. And remember, again, I am reiterating, again, I have been telling this again and again so that you remember it for your life, not only for today, but for your life. That if you have to be outstanding in service, you need not spend a lot of money. You need not give exceptional gifts to customers. You need not take the customers out for costly dinners and lunch. All you need to do is win over the trust and confidence of the customer by doing something different which others are not doing. An informal relationship with the customer. You need to start treating the customer as the extended family of yours. If there is somebody in the family of the customer who is not well, you need to call and find out how he or she is doing. If you get to see the customer, if the customer is going through a difficult time, you need to call and find out whether he has come out of that difficult situation. Today, we only talk to customers when we talk business. We do not talk to customers. We do not recognize customers without any business intention. My bank will only talk to me when they want me to give more deposits. My bank will only talk to me when they want me to take a loan. But what is it? What is it that I actually need? Is there any bond between my bank and me? The answer is a big, big no. And unless and until you create that bond, it will be very difficult for you to win over the trust and the faith of customers. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you finding it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, Ronina, can you change the slide, please? So after having said all this, let us come to the definition of customer service. What do you mean by customer service? Customer service is forming a relationship with customers, a relationship that individual customer feels that he or she would like to pursue. A relationship with individual customers feel that I would like to continue. It is a kind of service that makes the customer feel special. A service that makes him or her want to come back and do more business with the company and recommending the company to other people. Now going back to this Om Tandoori example once again. That telephone call which was made to me the next day actually made me feel very special. Because I have never ever in my life so far experienced such a phone call. For that day, I realized that, look, this guy, this owner actually cares for his customers. Because if he would not have cared, he would not have called. So he cares for his customers, and that is why he wants to know from his customers what is it that he can do more to make them happy. So that gesture of making one phone call made me feel so special that after 2.5 years, I still keep on reminding and remembering him at every moment. So you need to make such small things. You need to do some small things, some small gestures, which will make the customer feel special. I asked you to make a list of 5 customers. Make a list of 5 customers and call 1 customer per day. Now don't tell me that you are so busy that you can't even call 1 customer per day for 5 minutes. So you call 1 customer per day and you find out from that customer as to how he has been doing, whether everything is fine. This is a very abnormal situation which the world is going through. Check out from him, sir, is everybody at home safe? Hope all of you and your family are safe. Now the customer might ask, अरे इतना साल हो गया कभी भी कोई ऐसा पूछा नहीं हमको, आज अचानक ऐसा क्या हो गया जो आपने हमको फोन करके पूछ रहा है? तो बोला, सर, this is a gesture of the bank. इतना साल नहीं हुआ मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं है जो कभी भी होगा नहीं. So we have started this service and we are trying to find out from our customers if they are safe. So this is a loyalty program that you are launching. You won't believe the amount of satisfaction that the person or the customer will get on receiving that phone call from you. As I told you, that if you get to hear from a friend or a distant relative who suddenly calls you and finds out that hope all of you are doing fine, hope you all are fine. I was worried about your health, about your well-being. I just wanted to check if everybody is fine at home. How would you feel? You will feel very good, isn't it?
Sure, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
As compared to somebody calling you, as compared to somebody is calling you when everything is fine and saying that, chalo, let's go and have a bottle of beer. You will also feel very good for that call, but for this call, you will feel more better. So start doing these activities. Some of you are already in the job. Some of you will get into the job. So when you get into the job, or if you are already in the job, you have to have a customer service mindset. At the back of your mind, you should always have the attitude of doing something extra for the customer which others are not doing. And that is how you can become an actual brand ambassador of customer service. So start taking small steps, giving a customer a call on his birthday or his anniversary, finding out from the customer if everything is well, giving one call to the customer every week, maybe once in 15 days later on. And this, now you might say that there are 5,000 customers. If I have to make one call every week to every customer, then it will take 15 years to complete the entire customer base. That might be a question in your mind, that ye kya bol ke ja raha hai? Now remember, you are not the only person in the organization. And customer service is not the responsibility of one or two. Customer service is the responsibility of the entire organization, starting from the CEO and ending up to the gatekeeper. Everybody is responsible for customer service. Sometimes, occasionally you find, you make a phone call to find out if the customer is experiencing good services. Go call the customer to find out, sir, is there any suggestions which you have for us to improve our services? I had been, in Nepal for 3.5 years now. And as I told you, I have given trainings across major banks, across major industries, including industries like the Nepal Stock Exchange. And what I came to understand is, in none of the organizations, in no organization, there has been something which is called a customer satisfaction survey. Nobody wants to find out from the customer whether they are actually happy. Nobody asks customers to give their feedback. That what is it that we need to improve upon? What is it that we need to do better for you to be more happy? Nobody, not a single person, single organization has done a customer service survey till date. So if you take these small steps, these baby steps, it will create a ripple in the market. It will create a ripple in the market. You know, there is this bank called Siddharth Bank. Now this Siddharth Bank, I had given many trainings for Siddharth Bank. I had given close to around 10 to 12 trainings for Siddharth Bank. And Siddharth Bank is very happy. Everybody whom I have trained, they still call me and they have become my Facebook friends. And I keep on receiving, you know, various emails from branch managers and the like. They say, sir, we have implemented your policies and things have started improving. Results have started showing. So you have to treat customers with dignity. You have to treat customers with empathy. You have to treat customers with respect. And you have to make customers feel that they are special, irrespective of the amount of money that they have in the account. In terms of banking, I'm saying. But the mistake that we do is we keep the money in mind and we give the special treatment to the customer who has more money and not so special treatment to the customer who has less money. जिसके पास पैसा है, वो कस्टमर जब बैंक में जाता है, ब्रांच मैनेजर खुद चल के आता है उसको साथ बात करने के लिए. ब्रांच मैनेजर आके उसको लेके जाता है उनके कैबिन में, उनको बैठा के चाय पिलाता है. और जो बेचारा के पास ज्यादा पैसा अकाउंट में नहीं है, भले उसके पास जितना भी पैसा हो, वो बैठे बैठे बाहर बैठे बैठे सड़ता है. So I may have 50 lakhs in one account of mine, or I may have 50 lakhs spread into 3 accounts across banks. But with your bank, I may have only 50,000. And if I see that you are giving me you are not treating me well, just because I don't have enough money in your account, do you think I'm going to get that 50 lakhs into your account?
No.
I will be the last person to get that money to your bank.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So customer service is all about making customers feel happy and making customers feel that they are important, right? Can you change the slide? Now, before we move into this, you know, I will be talking about 2 models, famous models on customer service. But before I get into these 2 models, I want to ask you for your questions. If you have any questions, if you have any views on what has been discussed till now, please, I give you 5 minutes to think and let me know.
Sir, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Sir, it is said that our 20% customer gives us our 80% business, and 80% customers gives us 20% business. And
Correct.
if we treat both the categories as same, won't the 20% feel little less special and don't want to do business with us?
Sorry?
So, sorry.
Hello?
It is said that 20% of the customers gives us 80% of the business,
Ah.
and rest the 80% of customers gives us 20% business.
Hmm.
And if we treat that 20% customers as we treat 80% customers, won't they shift to another organization for better service, for better feeling, so that they can feel more special?
Okay. See, as I told you, I am not saying you do not treat that 20% customers well. Have I told you that you neglect the good customers?
No, sir, just that treating all the customers same, just that.
Huh. Have I told you that you do not treat your good customers well? Your good customers are already getting the treatment. That 20% customers who give you 80% of the business, they are already getting the treatment. Your branch manager is looking them after. Your service manager, operations in charge, everybody is looking them after. But the customers, the 80% of the customers who according to you is giving 20% of the business, they also need to be looked after well, because you do not know whether of those 80% customers, there can be potential customers who can come and be a part of the 20% customer. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
I am not asking you to neglect the 20% customers who are giving you 80% business. I am telling that you continue giving importance to the 20% customers who are giving you 80% business. But at the same time, you need to ensure that you do not neglect the 20%, the 80% customers who are giving you only 20% of the business. Because today, they may give only 20% of the business, but tomorrow they may have the potential to increase the business size. आज के तारीख में, there is not a single person who has only one bank account. Even a chai pasal or a kirana pasal, कोई भी pasal देख लो, कोई भी pasal का साहूजी को देख लो, everybody, irrespective of the nature of business, irrespective of the size of business, irrespective of the volume of business, everybody has at least more than one or two bank accounts. So you and me are making the mistake of judging a person by the fact that he has little amount in the account in my bank. What I am saying is, you do not make the mistake of judging somebody by looking at what he has with your bank. You have to make you have to give him also a fair chance. So do not neglect the 20%, but at the same time, do not neglect the 80% also. आज की तारीख में, as we talk today, the 20% get all the attention and the 80% gets no attention at all. They get no attention at all. Now, who is a 20% in your bank, or who is an 80% customer base in your bank, who is a poor customer to you, maybe a very rich customer in some other branch of some other bank. So you basically will have to change the approach with which you treat customers. I am not asking you to create a difference. I am not asking you to make a difference. I am not asking you to differentiate. You basically will have to create a change in the attitude of dealing with customers. Just as I told you, you know, we had seen those photographs or those pictures of the duckling and the rabbit, of the chessboard and the two people face to face. It's all a matter of perception. That same picture, somebody is telling it a rabbit, somebody is telling it a duckling. So it's all a matter of perception, how you perceive. Now you can perceive a person who is having only 50,000 in his account. You can perceive him as a poor person. That इसके पास तो पैसा नहीं है, इसके पास इसके कोई औकात नहीं है, इससे कुछ ज्यादा उम्मीद नहीं है. So let's not waste our time on this. Now you may have that approach. Somebody else might have a different approach. Somebody else might think, how am I to be sure that he is only 50,000 worth? He may be worth 5 lakhs, he may be worth 50 lakhs. In my bank, he has only 5 lakhs, or in my bank, he has only 50,000. That doesn't mean that he has only 50,000. So it's all a matter of perception. Somebody is perceiving one guy as a poor person. Somebody is perceiving that guy as a very rich person. So what is your perception going to be will be determined by what is the attitude and the approach that you take towards service. If you have the helping attitude, if you have the service attitude in mind, you will initially, at least initially, you will not differentiate between a 50,000 and a 5 lakh. You will create a bond, you will create a bonding with the customer. And then later on, if you realize that yes, this person has the potential, that potential will grow. Or if you realize that person does not have the potential, that potential will not grow. It is not that everybody has the potential or everybody has the capacity to grow from 50 to 5 lakhs. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that everybody who has 50,000 does not mean that he has only 50,000. Some may have the potential to grow from 50 to 5. Some may have the potential to grow from 50,000 to 50 lakhs. आज के तारीख में, whenever we come across a person who is 50,000, we discard. ऐसे कोई काम का नहीं है. ये गलती मत करना. Don't make this mistake. If a person does not have the potential to grow, he will not grow, irrespective of whatever you do. But you will get to realize that over a period of time. And that is why I say that just give him the time, give the customer the time, make him feel important, make him feel honored, make him feel important. And after that, if you see that this customer does not have the potential, fine. Don't disregard him, don't disrespect him, but remove your attention from him. Because at the end of the day, you also have to do justice to the business. But aaj ke tarikh mein, we don't even give the customers the time to prove themselves. We judge customers by the check that they give at the time of opening the account. अकाउंट खोलने के टाइम में कोई 10,000 रुपया का चेक दिया और कोई 1 लाख रुपया का चेक दिया, we tend to run after the 1 lakh wala and forget the 10,000 wala. That is the time, that is the thing that I am trying to say is not going to work, is going to be disastrous. So we are coming to the end of the second session. I will give you these two models in the next session, that is the last session. But before we wrap up the second session, I just wanted to check with you and ask you for one final time, if you have any questions, please ask.
I think so. No one have a questions.
Nobody has a question?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Sir, before ending the session, shall I take a 5 or 2 minutes?
Yes, please go ahead.
मैले त्यो पहिला पठाएको इमेल थियो हैन सबैलाई डिभाइड गरेर सेसन 1 सेसन 2 एन्ड सेसन 3 गरेर अनि सेसन 2 यस्तो भयो कि टेक्निकल प्रब्लम हुनाले मैले त्यो फेरि हजुरहरुलाई इमेल गरेको हो अनि सेसन 3 को लागि त्यो पहिला पठाएको जुम आईडी एन्ड जुम पासवर्ड छ त्यही सेम हुन्छ है त्यसले लगइन गर्नु होला है त्यहीबाट कन्टिन्यू हुन्छ हजुरको जुम आईडी एन्ड पासवर्डले है एनी क्वेरीज रिगार्डिङ दिस सबै क्लियर हुनुभयो है सबैजना I'm repeating this before I send the in every email that is with the divided by session 1 session 2 and session 3 because of the technical problem that I have to resend the emails of sessions 2 Zoom ID and password. So and session 3 will be continue by the same Zoom ID and password, okay, that previously I have provided to you all of them. All clear?
So the session 3 Zoom ID remains the same?
Yes, remain the same, sir. No changes.
That which you gave in the first mail?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then take a break of 1 hour. Have khaja, momo, somo khalo. चाय वाय पी लो हाँ झोल मोमो खाओ सी मोमो खाओ जब भी जो मर्जी खाओ चाय वाय पी लो उसके बाद 1 घंटा बाद 3 बजे फिर मिलेंगे फॉर द कंक्लूडिंग सेशन
Okay, see you everyone.
Okay. See you around.
Bye.